Two videos stood out to me because the theme here is that people are dope. And you wouldn't know it. You would not know that people are dope if you watched corporate media, if you listened to Tucker Carlson, who's like encouraging people to go around harassing others for wearing masks. Like, these are people who have a very genuine interest in dividing us and making us hate each other. But if you really like ignore all that and just look at humanity as a whole and what people are willing to do for others just to help them out, you'll realize people are dope. They really are. They do things that they don't need to do, but they'll literally do it just to help others. They get no benefit out of it other than being a good human. And so, two videos to kind of provide examples of that. I will be fully honest with you, I do not have any context for these videos. I don't know where these videos are from. I don't know. But it doesn't even matter. It doesn't, no, but that's the thing. Like, you'll see fun videos on Reddit all the time and there's no context. And you're just like, okay, but where is this? So why don't we start off with the first one and let's watch.
Titanic's going down for real and they don't have enough lifeboats. And nobody even knows the formula. Formula is the dimensions passing away. God damn it. I didn't have notes on the I can have all the answers. I didn't have a piece of paper. I didn't have a phone. I didn't know what it was. I didn't have no memory. I refuse to do it again.
If you need a hug, I'm sure.
That's healing. Yes, a hug is what I need. Yes, that's
Please stop. Okay, I don't want to call the cops.
thank
Relax.
you. Relax. Breathe for me.
Relax. It's okay.
Don't get away with it.
Okay, relax.
Thank you. Breathe for me. Breathe. Just breathe.
You
Turn your
in
head.
and out, in and out.
That's good. Thank you.
A cashier at a store handled that situation far better than all of these countless cop videos that we've shown you throughout the years. A woman is clearly having an episode, needs help, and rather than calling the authorities or freaking out about it, this cashier just approaches her, asks her if she needs a hug, and gives her a hug. Like, man, I have so much love for that woman. I wish I knew who she was. And I know that there are people out there who do this. They just never get any credit or attention for it. And so I wanted to bring it up on the show.
Yeah, well, I mean, wasted a perfectly good opportunity to body slam her. It's sort of sad when you think about it. Because she's still out there. You could have stopped it, but slamming her on the ground and showing her who's boss, showing her who's tough. Yeah, I don't know, yeah. I think partially it's not the sort of outcome that people think of when they think, I'm gonna post this and go viral. It's just nice and it is genuinely, I didn't watch this video before, so I didn't know what to expect. That is just genuinely nice. It's gotta be more common. Not just as common, it's gotta be more common than the you fart through your pants Panera woman or what. Like, I gotta believe these are more common. But that was nice.
You know, but I think it also takes courage to do what that woman did, right? In approaching someone who's having I think a lot of people would be a little scared, right? Because we're not mental health professionals, you know. And you're right, I think most people would not think that the outcome would be de-escalation.
Sure.
But think about how comforting a hug is. Think about how comforting it is when you're going through something really difficult and you feel isolated, alone, scared, as that woman clearly did. And someone comes up to you and asks you, like, what can I do to help? You know, I really love that video. It made me tear up, even while I was stoned.
Yeah, we're trained to think that someone who is having mental problems is inevitably about to do something violent. That's what we're trained to believe. More importantly, it appears what cops are trained to believe.
Yeah.
Because like one of the worst things you can do for a person in that sort of situation is call the cops to help. Because we know how that turns out. It ain't hugs.
This next video it's clearly taking place in a different country. I'm uncertain where, but it's pretty obvious what's happening. There is a man trapped in a burning building. He's on, I believe, the 3rd floor of this burning building, trying to get to safety. And luckily, there's a pretty big group of dope people who want to help him out. Take a look. So not only was that awesome, but think about how good it feels when you work together with people and do something incredible like saving a person's life.
Yeah, moving the car out of the way beforehand.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Later, someone comes back to their car, they doesn't know any of the context. They're like, what the hell? I was parked there. Yeah, he was obviously scared. For all we know, he might have been very injured at that point.
Right,
Because it seems like they didn't put him down immediately. I was so worried that he was gonna, I mean, I knew you wouldn't have shown this to us if it ended poorly, but that like, sure, you could have a hold on that blanket, but like a body hitting it could rip it right out of your hands. That was my fear.
Do you think he would survive jumping out of the window if there weren't people down there?
Yeah, he'd probably be injured.
He'd definitely break bones,
Yeah, he'd break some bones. But I think, I've seen like statistical like breakdowns of how likely you are at certain heights or whatever on average. I mean, it's super contextual what you land on, how you land, all that. But I think he would have lived, but he wouldn't have liked it. So I'm glad he did that. And I'm glad that he hung first. I was worried he was just gonna like throw himself out. I was like, no, hang.
Right.
You could take out like a third of the distance. But he did the smart thing.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm an expert on getting out of burning buildings.
William Rourke says empathy is an amazing thing. It is, but also like positive energy is an amazing thing because putting that out, you just see things differently. I don't know, like when you put out negativity, you do get it back in return. Sure. I've noticed,
Yeah.
And believe me, like as a salty person, I certainly engage in that when I feel like it's warranted, but I'm a little more, the one thing I think I've gotten better at is not letting people evoke or provoke. Like and believe me, people try.
Oh, they prod.
Oh, they try. Right?
They do.
But I mean, you get to choose, right? Cenk said this years ago and I like rolled my eyes at it because I was being bratty and I didn't think it was really true, but it is true. You do get to decide whether or not people get in your head. There's a little bit of like, there's willpower, there's discipline involved, but
yeah.
Do you have to let someone get under your skin?
No.
No, you don't.
No.
And that's power, right?
Yeah, it's control. By the way, those, I mean, not necessarily those two exact videos, but maybe. Like you'd want a little bit more context. Ideally, like.
Yeah, those people might be awful. They might actually be cannibals. Yeah.
They ate that man. It was like, I was really hoping you'd cook a bit more. But anyway, no, it's not just like, we don't know where it is, but we also don't know when it is. For all we know, that video is 10 years old. I don't know. But that said.
The people were still dope though.
That's true, and they're still
applies.
there. No, totally. You could just do this on the show if you want. Like I bet back when I used to just watch the show before I worked here, those might have been stories.
Oh, you know what? This is actually a great discussion. I want to, and I don't know how many of our viewers right now have been watching since the pre-Trump era. We're going back to the second hour as the second hour was, where we talk about stories that might not be strictly political in nature, but are interesting stories that have a social component to it. Might have a scientific component to it. I don't know. But all I know is when I come across the stories, I know I want to talk about them.
Yeah.
During the Trump era, you had no choice. Like the news cycle was overwhelming. There was
you over the head every day.
We would have an entire rundown ready to go, and right before we'd go live, there'd be like 12 new breaking news stories, and it was like I wanted to pull my hair out, and it would take us away from covering some of the more interesting feature-y type stories that I like, Yeah,
and now Trump isn't president. We've got Biden, everything's great. There's nothing to worry about, so we get to have some fun. We get to have our news brunch, basically. There's no problems, we got exactly what we want, and we have nothing to complain about.
No, don't get me, by the way, don't get me wrong. I mean, obviously, there are a lot of heavy stories that we still cover, even in today's second hour. John was like,
second hour had super serious stuff.
I know, he was like, I thought we were gonna have fun in the second hour.
I love every one of the stories. I love every one of the stories. Don't throw me under the bus.
But I do miss.
Or at least put a blanket under it if you're gonna throw me there.
John, if anyone deserves a blanket to save you,
thank you.
You're one of them. You're one of the people who deserves the blanket.
So if we're both in the building trying to jump out, remember, save me first. I'll come back for you.